This morning on DC News Now, don't forget the umbrella. A mild start to the day, but rain is heading our way. We're tracking it hour by hour. Plus, finding missing people. A new bill making it easier to find people with disabilities after a man spent nearly a week locked in a Metro closet. The Fairfax Connector strike continues today as negotiations stall on a new contract.
Joe, you're fired. Get out. Get out, Joe.
Michigan's holding its Republican primary today with Super Tuesday just 1 week away. And bringing the heat from the back porch. How this week's DMV doer is providing opportunities for local musicians.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning. It is 7 o'clock right now on a Tuesday morning. Starting off with a live look outside. Not a bad start to the morning, but rain is going to be coming in later this afternoon. Brittany will have more on that coming up in just a minute. But first, we want to say thanks for starting your day with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Good morning, Jim. Corey James. Shanika, she is tracking the roads out there for you this morning. We're going to check in with her for more on that commute in just a second. But turning things over to Brittany, who's in for meteorologist Jackie Lear this morning. The forecast right now looking not too bad, but some rain moving in a little bit later.
Yeah, as we head through your afternoon, we're going to be seeing a few showers begin to roll their way, going to be scattered in nature, and then we are tracking more widespread rain to talk about as we head through your Wednesday. So stepping out the door, yes, you'll notice an increase in clouds across much of the area, but we are dry and mild at this hour. But notice our friends there in Tennessee, Kentucky, they are starting to see those showers begin to roll in. We'll slowly start to see rain move into the mountain counties around lunchtime and then making its way into the DC metro area as we head into the early afternoon hours. So keep it here. We'll have a full check of that forecast and what to expect coming up. Shanika?
All right, so we are starting to see some delays out there, Brittany. We're going to start on the top side of the Beltway, and you're seeing some delays past 650 New Hampshire Avenue, mostly on the outer loop. 95 on the Maryland side is looking pretty good. On the Virginia side, we saw some issues earlier. So we had a work zone heading southbound through Dale City and heading north right near Lorton Road, the Lorton Road exit. We did have crash activity there. 270 north and south, that is looking nice and clear, and I don't know why my clicker isn't working, but nonetheless, you are looking good through the 270 spur, and your bridges are all clear.
Shanika, thank you. Time right now is 7:01. This morning, we are learning new details about a shooting that killed a teenager in Asper, Virginia. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office says the suspect turned himself in yesterday. Officials say Rashawn Owens is now facing charges for second-degree murder and attempted robbery. 2 weeks ago, 19-year-old Makai Dangerous Carter was found dead in the Asper Meadows apartment complex parking lot on Keller Square. Authorities tell us he was on the ground next to a car with its doors open. No further details have been provided about the case. Prince George's County Police say a fifth person is in custody for the death of a 2-year-old boy in Langley Park. Last week, police charged 25-year-old Nilson Granados Trejo with the murder of Jeremy Pucasares. The toddler was shot and killed during a shootout earlier this month. His mother was also injured. Both were told were innocent bystanders, and according to charging documents, Granados Trejo was in a carjacked vehicle with 2 of the murder suspects when the shooting took place.
And police say a missing Falls Church couple is likely dead after their boat was seized in the Caribbean. The Royal Grenada Police Force says escaped prisoners took over the boat and likely tossed the bodies of Ralph Hendry and Kathy Brandel into the ocean. Now, the couple was last seen on their boat on February 18th.
Doing your best to enjoy yourself, but also just keep that safety in mind, and then have that safety stripped away. It's completely heartbreaking to know that happened.
Extremely devastated with the potential that we're facing, and really just hoping for the best here.
Now the brothers say they are staying in Grenada until they find out more about their parents' disappearance.
In Virginia, Fairfax Connector workers are striking for a 6th day, leaving nearly 26,000 passengers, according to the agency, stranded for another day because of suspended service. This is what we know so far this morning. Negotiations between the union and its contractor, Transdev, failed yesterday. Now, here are some live pictures at strikers in Fairfax this morning. You could see this number growing a little bit since we've been on air at 5 o'clock this morning. morning. Members of the transit union, they are accusing Transdev of unfair labor practices, claiming that they have been negotiating with Transdev since last year. Now, workers who you could see holding signs right here, they say they have been working under expired contracts since December. We spoke with some of them yesterday who tell us they are just looking for more benefits.
We surveyed our members before negotiations started, and their 1 and 2 asks were retirement and sick leave.
In a statement, the union says Transdev has failed to offer an acceptable deal. We've reached out to Transdev for comment, and so far we're waiting to hear back.
And a new bill making its way through Maryland's General Assembly could make it easier to find people with developmental disabilities if they go missing. That bill is set to be heard in the state Senate today. Our Candace Cole joins us now live from Glenmont with more. Candace, good morning.
Good morning. We're talking about the Purple Alert program that would help to locate people with special needs like Rashawn Williams, who you'll remember was found here at Glenmont Metro Station after being gone for about a week. That was back in October. Today's Maryland Senate hearing will focus on a bill to establish the Purple Alert program to find people suffering from cognitive impairment, developmental disabilities, and traumatic brain injury. If it passes, the program would help fill the gap in locating people who are not eligible under the Silver Alert program. The bill came to fruition after 31-year-old Rashawn Williams, who has Down syndrome, went missing for 6 days. As we reported, Williams took off from his day program in Montgomery County and hopped on the R2 Metro bus, which has a route spanning from Burtonsville to Fort Totten in D.C. Williams was eventually found safe at Glenmont Metro Station after nearly a week with no food or water. Williams' family says if something like the Purple Alert program had already been in place, it would have made locating their loved one much easier.
If the footage and stuff was properly sent out like it was supposed to be, this could have went by a whole lot faster. We could have got them a whole lot quicker or sooner than we did.
Because we don't want this to happen to anyone else. Because the way that this went down, unless there's change, it can happen again.
Now, Rashawn Williams' father is set to testify during today's hearing. That's around 1 o'clock this afternoon in Annapolis. If this piece of legislation passes the Maryland General Assembly, it'll go into effect October 1st. Reporting live from Montgomery County, Candace Cole, D.C. News Now.
Thank you, Candace. Well, police are searching for 2 men responsible for an armed kidnapping that happened in Northwest. They say the suspects forced a man into his car at gunpoint while he was selling items to them. The suspects drove that man to his home in Virginia, and that is where police say they stole his belongings and dropped him off in District Heights. Now, that was after they stole his belongings. Police are now cautioning people to be safe while doing exchanges with strangers.
We are very fortunate. We have a safe exchange zones, which located in any district. It's as simple as showing up at the districts, facilitating any type of exchange that you have, whether it be social media, marketplace, whatever it is. And then that way, you know, you have a large police presence there. You're safe to make your exchanges.
D.C. police are now working with Prince George's County and Fairfax County police to investigate the kidnapping. And D.C. police encouraging people to make in-person exchanges within safe zones. Now, here are some examples of the locations of those safe exchange zones on the screen right here. Police are also advising people to make sure you're cautious of people who refuse to meet you within any of these zones.
Time right now was 7:07. Family and friends are remembering the life of 27-year-old Carla Mejia. The mother of 2 was hit and killed Saturday night in Woodbridge. Officials say she was crossing Minnieville Road when she was struck. Dozens showed up last night to her vigil.
I don't know who in their right mind would do that and leave a human being that pure, that beautiful, that kind.
She was a beautiful soul. She was always optimistic.
She just drew people to her and was just this force of nature.
Police say they initially were on the lookout for a Hyundai. No word, though, at this time on the model or color of the vehicle.
And some people in the district are standing behind the U.S. airman who set himself on fire in front of the Israeli embassy. Now, you can see right here hundreds of protesters gathering in front of the embassy yesterday to rally in support of Palestine. On Sunday, the airman said he would not be complicit in genocide before lighting that fire. He later died from his injuries. Meantime, President Biden says Israel is willing to pause fighting in Gaza during Ramadan, which is next month. However, Biden says that this will only be done if more hostages are released. Right now, it is estimated that Hamas has dozens of hostages in their custody. During the potential ceasefire negotiations would continue over the release of the remaining hostages in Gaza and the release of Palestinians being held in Israel.
My national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. It's not done yet. And my hope is by next Monday, we'll have a ceasefire.
Now, if a deal does go through, fighting would pause around March 10th for the start of Ramadan and then last for 6 weeks.
Here's a Commuter Alert. Metro is holding public hearings this week on potential service cuts. This first one was held yesterday in Silver Spring. At the first hearing, many riders expressed their frustration with the budget shortfall. They're now urging leaders to come up with ways to prevent service cuts, as they're saying their independence is on the line.
We would like you guys, please, to dig deeper in funding this system so that it can stay in place for us to be able to do our daily activities.
Possible service cuts include Metro bus, rail, and Metro access for people with disabilities. Other possible changes to Metro include increased fares and station closures. And over in Prince George's County, they're giving an update on some automated speed cameras. This comes as the county is switching to a new vendor. The county realized issues with the current vendor back in 2022, and it caused them to suspend the expansion of their speed camera enforcement. The county then signed with a new vendor, and now a 6-month run-out period will happen in order to remove existing equipment. The county hopes to have new cameras in place within 90 days. And during that 6-month period, the outgoing cameras will not issue any more citations as the county transfers current citations to the new vendor. Back to you.